Hey everybody, it's Timothy M Gregory, watercolor artist, and I'm going to show you how I painted this island house. First though, let's take a look at the paints that I used. Primarily used Prussian blue, raw sienna, and transparent yellow oxide. Prussian blue is my personal fave. But then I also supplemented with quinacridone rust, a Prussian green, cascade green, and then some granulating blacks, lunar black and sodalite genuine. As for supplies, I use Gator board primarily to adhere the painting to for stretching it out, and I just use regular old masking tape. I've got a spray bottle. Off to the left there are some Escoda brushes. There might be a couple other oddball brushes in the mix there, but off to the right are my porcelain palettes with cool and warm colors. All right, let's get to painting. And I first start with a wash of water because I want to go wet and wet here. And I start laying in the lighter colors, the raw sienna and the transparent yellow oxide to get the sun going. Bring in the Prussian blue, and I'm just keeping it real loose at this point, letting the color and the pigment do what it wants to do. Laying in just some basics of where I want that sun to kind of bounce off the water, and then I start getting into, after it's dried, I start getting into some of these details around the house itself. So I zoomed in here. You can see I'm painting in the trees. This is where I'm using those the cascade green and the Prussian green, along with the transparent yellow oxide. Trying to keep the trees loose. I tend to start getting too detailed, but I try to keep those loose. Put in some details on the house. Got these sort of ridiculous steps in here that would never be found on an island house, and why not put it on stilts, right? Hey, just for fun. And I'm leaving that white spot there on the left-hand side because I want to get in a couple windows and, give the sense that some light is coming through the house. So now I'm working on the land, the little island mass that it's standing on, trying to get some detail there, and then time to work into the water. Now this is where, again, it's kind of layer after layer. I bring in the color, I let it dry a bit, then I come back, and you can see here, I'm actually lifting paint. I'm not really adding paint at this point. Right there, it looks like I might be adding a little bit of darker color around the edge of the island to kind of bring out the contrast between the island mass and where it meets the water. But as I'm doing this, I'm really giving the rest of the water time to dry so I can go in and put more detail in the water by lifting the paint. And, oh, right there, I'm actually putting in the shadow, or the reflection, I should say, of the house. Now is where I'm lifting more paint. You can see I'm getting some white lines, and then I'm actually, I didn't show that color. I did add a little tiny bit of white. I think it's a Chinese white, if I remember correctly. But now it's all about putting in those final touches and getting the final details and contrasts going in. And I will zoom in on this so you can see it a little better. So here's the finished product. Got some detail in the house. The painting's only 11 by 14. It's kind of small, but I like when you have a painting that looks good from afar, but then when you get up close, you see this cool detail that you didn't recognize from about 5-6 feet away. So there it is, finished product. I hope you enjoyed it.